Alrighty then. I think that should be good enough. How we doing, everybody? Uh, yeah. I kind of don't want to break a stride. So I'm gonna try and keep this quick. Wow, that actually looks pretty low. Hold on. Hopefully it's not weird. Anyway, um, I missed you. I missed last week because I was feeling woozy and I didn't want to have to try and fumble my way out of this recording area. Should I feel the need to do literally anything. So I wasn't feeling up to it. Don't worry about it. Which is unfortunate because last week ended rather embarrassingly on my part. Um, I just went on longer than I was expecting it to. Um, and I've done my due diligence this time. It's not that important. Anyway, we're ready to go into it. I think we're at the point where I'll have to drop the somewhat unspoken one day, one episode rule because they're getting long now, and that's not just a thing from yesterday or last week or whatever 2 weeks ago. Last episode, I did my due diligence and I not watched, but I read ahead, so to speak. I didn't read anything, but I just kind of saw how far it was until the next day ended, and it's some time. So I have a rudimentary goal of where I want to get to, and if I get there, cool. If it hasn't been an hour 20 or so, then we'll keep going. But there's hard limits encoded in this stream. Not worry too much about them though. I think it'll be fine. Let's get into it, guys. Tosaka, why are you? Let's talk inside. Come in. You seem tired. Yeah, a little. She takes my arm without asking me and starts to walk. And takes me to her room. Here's some tea. It must have been cold outside. She says so rather bluntly, but she's thoughtful. Yeah, thanks. Honestly, I appreciate the hot tea. It's about an hour into the neighboring town. Since I walk slowly, my body's freezing cold. So, did you go to Kirie's place? She asks me directly. I see. So Tosaka knew all along. But she didn't even stop me. Just waited for me to come home. And made me some tea. I've made up my mind, and I appreciate Tosaka's thoughtfulness. That must be why. Yeah, I did. I had something that I wanted to ask him. I reply honestly, not hiding anything. I see. I won't ask you what you went to do. That's fine with you, right? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything too useful anyway. I just kind of confirmed the situation. I see. But I'm surprised that Saber isn't a complete servant yet. That's like a bad joke that the strongest servant is the least complete. Yeah, Saber shouldn't have become a servant. I nod. That's a surprise. Maybe you and Archer could have gotten along. He said the same thing you did. Archer? You mean... Yeah, Archer said he regrets it, so he doesn't want Saber to experience the same thing. Why would he worry about Saber? Did he hate her? Didn't he hate her? That's true, but I think he might have been a knight with some connection to Saber. He was obviously going easy when he first fought her, right? I suspected it after that. Really? But it doesn't seem like Saber recognized him. Is that so? But Saber was the king, right? So she can't have known all her people, and there's also the possibility that she'd just forgotten him. Hey now, we'll never get anywhere if you start saying things like that. She sees him and she doesn't recognize him. I think that just means she doesn't know him. That might not be true. According to legend, there were many knights that got chased out of Camelot. You may have been one of them. he was hiding his identity because of Saber, that would make sense. Just like us actively talking to me. Is she trying to care for me? I don't think it's having much effect, but she's nice anyway. She's usually merciless, but she tries to help me people when they're weakened. And so, we drink tea together for a while. She must have run out of patience as she looks at me seriously. So, what do you want to do, Shirou? Think I'm going on a date tomorrow. I can't think of anything else, and I already decided on my way home. And then... Where did that solemn atmosphere go? After making a really rude face, Tosaka... bursts into laughter. It's really bad. Hold on. I wasn't ready for that. That's great. That's so amazingly selfish, Shirou. Damn. Now that I think about it calmly, I should have known this was gonna happen. Fucking idiot. Shut up. What's wrong with being selfish? I know it isn't the right time, but I'm not gonna let you interfere. No, Shirou, you're too funny. She hits my back holding her stomach. Ugh. Could this be the worst treatment I've taken so far? Oh, I'm laughing my heart out. She tries to catch her breath. That's good for you. Not funny for me. Do your best on the date. I like you guys. Tosaka says so. Her attitude completely changed. Yeah, I will. That was a real surprise attack. If she says that kind of thing with that kind of expression, all I can do is nod. I return to my room. Saber is still asleep, and the mansion is quiet, like nothing has happened. It was raining today, but what will the weather be like tomorrow? Looking up at the moving clouds, I step out of character and wish for it to be sunny tomorrow. February 14th. 14. Moonlight 1. So, before I realize it, it's morning already. Useless. I couldn't get any sleep at all. I stop the alarm clock with a sigh. Today is my date with Saber, so no matter what she says, I'm going to take her to places she hasn't been and play around. And the most important thing is for her to enjoy herself. I was trying to use the knowledge I don't have to come up with a plan for the day, but the alarm clock went off before I noticed the time. I set the alarm clock just in case. Couldn't come up with any good plans last night, so I borrowed it from Tosaka, thinking it might take a long time to come up with a plan. It was useless in the end. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever gone on a date before. Sigh again. That's the problem. Even more shocking than the fact that I couldn't get any sleep is the fact that I couldn't come up with any plans that make a girl happy, even though I thought about it all night. Fine, I'll leave it to luck. I'll take her everywhere and make her realize what it means to have fun. If we go to cute-looking stores, she's bound to have fun. You know, because she's a girl. Well, I think the plan has some weak points, but I've made up my mind, so that's what we're going to do. It's not like I have any other ideas, so I'm going to entertain her today until she gives up. Elocution. Then Iliasfeld has not woken up yet? Nope, she's still asleep. It looks like it'll take her a bit longer to wake up, but I guess that's good luck today. If she were awake, she'd be following Shirou around and bothering him. Yes, we cannot have her continue to accompany Shirou as she has been. It ended like that last night, but we are going to start seriously searching for the remaining master today. Shirou cannot be concerned with Iliasvale. Oh, that's not what I meant, but oh well. It won't do any good if I tell you, so this is yours and Shirou's problem. Jessica tries to hide her laughter. Huh? A problem for me and Shirou? Saber's expression questions me. We're done eating breakfast, so this is a good time. Saber's ready to go and search for masters, but I have willpower as well. I just need to come out with it like a man. About that, Saber. We will be going into the neighboring town today, so if you need to get ready, do so now. Looking for the master? In that case, I would have thought that the suburbs would have been a better choice than the neighboring town. No, we are going to hang out, so there's no point in going to the suburbs. Huh? Saber freezes. I really have to get back at the person behind her who's trying desperately not to laugh. Shirou, what do you mean by that? You're not going to hang out with Rin, but, I'm going, so who else but you will come with me? Tosaka's got nothing to do with this, and she'll be staying here to take care of Ilya. How ridiculous. We would not accomplish much even if we did search the neighboring town. Doing such a thing is meaningless. What are you trying to do? Saber complains directly. This is about what I expected, but the future looks troublesome, as she still thinks we're going to town to look for the master, even after I told her clearly. Jeez, you don't understand why I put it this clearly? In other words, I'm saying let's go on a date. How about it? I ask, ignoring Tosaka's stare. I don't know how much she understands. I do not understand what you are saying. Can you give me a concrete description? She asks, even less happily. That flips the switch within me. It seems like caring for her has the opposite effect when it comes to things like this. It seems to be to both our benefits to state it clearly. Shirou, I will obey if you want me to go into town, but please explain to me what you mean by going to this date. Even though I am familiar with this age, there are words I still do not understand. Please, do not use technical vocabulary. It's not a technical vocabulary thing. I'll tell you, since apparently you don't know, going on a date means going out to play with a girl. Man, you couldn't phrase that any weirder. Huh? Saber freezes. A girl? You mean me? She murmurs, still astonished. When I nod, Saber frowns even more unhappily. I understand the meaning of the word, but I do not understand your intent. What is your reasoning behind such a thing? Reaction is unexpected. The intention of a date is obvious, but I'm a bit hesitant to tell Saber straight on. Jeez, she's misunderstanding because of the words you're using. Don't use the word date. Explain it to her in simpler terms. Josaka interrupts as if unable to ignore us. Look, Saber, a date is basically a rendezvous. Shirou says he's going to play, but it's a chance for a man to appeal to a woman he likes. I cough. Tosaka's right, but I think a date and a rendezvous are vastly different. But I shouldn't interrupt. It seems Saber finally understands what a date is. That's right, Saber. We're not going to fight today. We're going into town instead. After all, we won't be able to fight during the daytime since there are a few people around, so we should be able to do whatever we want right now. That is true, but this is too meaningless. There's no benefit for you in doing this. That's not true. Even if it were, I really wouldn't mind. I've already decided to spend today for you, so don't worry about me. Anyways, we're going into town today. I won't change my mind no matter what. I stare straight on at Saber. After thinking with a serious face for a while, then will you go into town by yourself, even if I do not go? Yeah, I'm like going, or the stuff I thought about all night will just go to waste. Then I will have to go with you. As a servant, I cannot leave my master alone. With a deep sigh, Saber answers in her usual manner. I get really angry about her following me because she's my servant, but I managed to succeed in getting Saber out. So I just have to take Saber to places without thinking too much about it. See ya, bring me back something. I gestured to Tosaka to go to hell, and she makes fun of me right to the end, and we go outside. So, what are we going to do exactly, Shirou? We'll go into the neighboring town. There's a bus from the intersection, so we'll take that. The road is awfully quiet. It's past 9 on a weekday. The town is starting to come alive, but it's a bit too early for people to start going anywhere. Past 9? Really? But there's no one on the road, and it's likely we'll have the place to ourselves. Come to think of it, I'm starting to feel no resistance to skipping to school. I've been at home all the time recently. Of course, you're a master, so it would be strange for you to be out walking, she replies sharply. She's walking behind me as usual, but it feels different today. To put it nicely, I feel pressure from behind me. Anyway, Saber's gonna be harder to handle today. We get on the bus. It would have been full of people an hour ago, but there isn't any people using it at this time. The only people on the bus are an old lady and a kid, so it's likely we have the place to ourselves. Just gonna turn that down for a little bit, as long as the bus is here. Let's sit at the back, Saber. I call it to Saber, about to sit right at the front, and sit at the back end of the bus. Saber watches the passing scenery silently. Looking at her, I realize how crazy I'm being right now. The bus to the neighboring town is ordinary for me. But in this ordinary thing, there is something extraordinary. Well, in short, to be honest, my mind starts to twist like a Rubik's Cube, realizing we're about to go on a date. I can definitely turn that back up. Oh. Crap. I think I'm getting really nervous now. I take a deep breath, try not to let Saber notice. And I know I shouldn't, but I sneak one more glance at Saber. My heart jumps. The Saber sitting next to me is a Saber I don't know. No, Saber herself is the same. All that's changed is the place. But still, just that makes me realize that she is different. Something I didn't notice back at my place. This ordinary scene seems like a different world just because it has Saber in it. I hope you guys can hear me. Her hair is like a golden silk. Her green eyes are so beautiful that their mere presence is overwhelming. Turn that back down. I'm sorry for futzing with all the audio stuff. Was there an easier way for me to do that? Anyway, there wasn't much to compare her up against to now, so I forgot about it. I remember the time I first met Saber. I was probably avoiding her because I was embarrassed about being fascinated by her. No matter what Saber says, she's a girl before she's a swordsman for me. I don't know how to approach her, and I didn't realize my feelings for her. It's stupid, even for me. I was finally able to believe in Saber with everything I have, and then I decided to go on a date with her. Just those two are in the wrong order, and I finally realized when a date's about to begin just how big a deal it is to go on a date with a girl you like. Or anyone you like, really. But that's fine. I can only do my best, so I can't back out now. I calm myself and shake off my weak spirits. The bus has crossed a bridge and it's going into the developing area where the buildings are. I breathe out and prepare myself. The announcer I'm so used to hearing announces the next stop, Shinto Station. It's still 9 in the morning, but the area in front of the station is crowded. Most shops are open at 10. The cafes and bookstores are already open. There are many more people than there were at Miyama City, and this place is as crowded as it is on weekends. Getting off the bus, Saber looks around unhappily. I guess that's only natural. Saber was against this date, and people passing by are looking at her curiously. She must not feel too good about that. Come to think of it, this was bound to happen if I brought Saber here in the morning. But that's going to follow us around for the whole day. If there's a way to calm it down, it's to make Saber have so much fun that she forgets about the people staring at her. Alright. I pound a fist and turn to Saber. Saber, I'll ask you first. Is there anywhere you want to go? We've come all the way here, so we should at least do whatever we want today. I do not know. I have no place that interests me. Though even that, I have no knowledge of which to base such a decision. Really? That's too bad then, I guess. Then I guess it really is just up to luck. The future looks bad if we don't have anywhere you want to go, and I don't have any idea where to go. I do not want to ask this, but you do not have a plan, Shirou? Well, I guess I have a few, but no concrete details, really. Let's just go for random stores. Well, that's still difficult. I know places where I won't get bored, but I can't even imagine where a girl would be happy to go to. Jeez, if this is gonna end up like I want, I wish I'd gone out with a girl just once before. Honestly, please do not take offense, but there is something wrong with you. Your plan to take a rest is fine, but how can you not even have a plan to take for that rest? Oh, Saber enters her scolding mode. This is the first time she's needed to complain about something outside of the dojo. I knew she was irritated for not being up for this and being looked at by curious eyes, but I didn't think she was this irritated. I have always wanted to object to your lack of planning. You are closely aware of everyone around you, but you treat yourself too carelessly. As a result, you yourself have to pay the price for this discrepancy. Are you listening to me, Shirou? I am. So basically, you're not happy about being here right now, right? Well, it's naturally you wouldn't like it since we're pretty obvious. It's gonna be boring going anywhere with me. It's not like that, but I'm saying now is not the time to be doing such things. I mean, I know that too, but I won't listen since I've already decided to have you accompany me today. I won't change my mind no matter what. I look at Saber. Saber just looks back at me in shock. But I'll listen if you have something to say. I'm sure you have complaints, so tell me them right now. I won't have to worry about making you unhappy if you do so. If you say you don't want to go on a date, I'll think of something else. No, I do not think you need to go that far. Saber averts her gaze and runs out of words. No complaints? Well, let's go. You have no requests, so don't get mad at me wherever we go. I'm considering an ordinary place, like an aquarium. I decide to and grab Saber's hand. Oh, that's cute. Hey, Shirou, I have no complaints, but there's no need to hold my hand. I don't want to waste time, so we'll be running around for a while. I'll show you the way, so just follow me. Uh, no, I cannot do it in a situation like this. I start to run without waiting for Saber's reply. Since I've talked big to Saber, I can't act miserable now. I just have to take her to every possible place I can think of. I run, holding Saber's hand. She must have accepted it, as Saber finally stops complaining and follows me quietly. Well, it's before 10 o'clock. I'll make the 2 hours before lunchtime worthwhile and surprise her. To summarize, the 2 hours went by like a storm. We went to a boutique I usually don't go to, and we played bowling while I taught her the rules. I couldn't find an aquarium, but we fed some birds in a park. We also went to an antique store, and I think it was the best not to go to the movie theater. Shit. Anyways, I keep taking her to places a girl might like for the past 2 hours, and there were many results. Honorable defeats and total defeats. But I don't think this is what people would call a date specifically. This is more like a contest, a fight to the death, where the first one to give up loses. Saber's the same as usual, no matter where I take her, and she sometimes goes so quiet, and I seriously start wondering if she's really mad. She gives no reaction, so I become desperate to make her happy, at the next place I take her to. As a result, I become obstinate about making Saber smile, and ran around different places all morning. But it's already noon, without much success. So, as Saber reminded me, it's time for lunch. I decided to take a short break, but... What is this place? I complained once we're seated at the table. I recommend the restaurant by the river if you're going to have lunch. It was the only advice Tosaka gave me last night. I trusted her and chose this place, but I never thought it would be so fastidious. I look at the menu. Fortunately, the menu has a version in Japanese as well, so I have no problem reading it. But the trouble is, I can't understand what kind of food it is from the name, and the prices are just outrageous. Am I on Mars? I seriously don't know what I should order. I groan looking at the menu. Shirou, did we not come here to eat lunch? I hear a rather frail voice on the other side of the table. Yeah, but it's different from what I'm used to. I raise my head. And then, there is Saber, with an expression like a cornered rabbit. Saber? If you cannot relax, let us return to the mansion. I prefer the food you prepare, Shirou. You mean you want to go home? No, I do not want to go back home, but, today has been really exhausting, so I am more tired than usual. Really? I see. I thought about going into town after eating, but if you're tired, I guess we can rest here for a while. No, that is not what I meant. Tired is not the word I meant. It should have been... Saber stops. The small gurgling sound was fortunately small enough that only I could hear. Oh. If she was hungry, she could have just told me. Excuse me. So in other words, I am saying it would be helpful for us to have lunch quickly. Roger. Yeah, it's no fun, but let's order something safe and get our food quickly. It is simple if all we want are late snacks. I order 2 things from the lunch menu and decide to eat quickly. I consider what to do in the afternoon while drinking the after-meal coffee. What I learned this morning is that anything physical is not good. Saber gets serious when it comes to contests. That's good for me, but it makes Saber stand out even more. After we finished a game, Saber got so angry because she caught all the attention she wanted to avoid. So we should avoid anywhere that involves moving around. Hey, Saber, I'm asking for the second time, but is there anywhere you'd want to go? Me? Me? No, there was not. I cannot tell you, so I will leave it up to you. Saying so, Saber lifts her teacup. Sorry, I thought that was. Anyway, Saber ordered English tea. It seems she really likes the taste. Oh, cool. We don't have much English tea at my place, and even if we did, it's all instant tea bags. It seems Saber was a bit dissatisfied with the drinks at my house, as she seems to like the tea here. I should put that into consideration starting tonight. Saber is sitting here and drinking tea. She doesn't seem happy or bored. If I had one word used to describe her, it'd be that she looks natural. She drinks her tea, sitting up straight in the shadows of the streaming sunlight. Even though this is the first time I've seen such a thing, it doesn't seem strange. It feels like I've seen such a scene before. Why do I feel that? The Saber I know is a tense girl who's always holding a sword and fighting. Oh, I see. But it's only natural. I also know her attitude after she lets go of her sword. When she stops fighting, Saber has always been calm and gentle. The scene looks natural rather than new because this is her true nature. No matter how superior she is as a swordsman, it's natural for Saber to be like this. Rather, it's abnormal for her to hold a sword at all. Once, I thought in my dream that she wasn't suited for fighting. I don't think I'm wrong yet. No matter how superior her technique, or no matter how many battles she's experienced, as long as she is who she is, it can't have been a comfortable place to be. So this is natural. Saber is resting, not holding a sword. This calm scene is the way it should be. She should be. We do the same thing in the afternoon. I go to every place I can think of, and Saber follows me silently. But it's not as painful as it was in the morning. I don't know if it's because I'm getting used to it, or whether Saber's complying. Saber still isn't talkative, but if I look closely, her expression isn't like it is when she's mad. There's a feeling of accomplishment and happiness when I see Saber leave a shop with light steps. So, considering many factors that might make Saber happy from many angles, I'm a bit dubious, but I've determined that this shop will be the best suited for her. What? Saber stands there dumbfounded. I don't know if her shoulders are shaking because she's angry or because she's deeply moved. Shirou, this is the biggest stuffed animal shop in town. I've never been here before since men aren't allowed in. Really? Of course, there's not really a rule like that. But since there are only women and no men, it's like an unwritten rule. To prove it, there are only girls in here. The golden-haired Saber is being stared at, but being a guy, I'm being glared at. I'm sure they want to tell me not to come to their sanctuary. I feel the same way. I would not approve of men entering this place. Well, let's ignore everyone and look around since we're here. Saber, is there an animal you'd like? I feel that lions and panthers are lovely, but is that strange? She asked me with upturned eyes. I look away instantly and contain my laughter. The funny thing is, Saber is a stranger for thinking she's strange, for thinking lions are cute. Shirou, that gesture was unnatural. I feel unreasonable anger, but perhaps it is in my imagination. Oh, sorry. Liking lions is so like you, so I had to laugh. How dare you laugh at other people's preferences? There's nothing wrong with lions. I'm telling you I'm sorry. I'll take you somewhere as good as an apology, so don't get mad. I go into the store while trying to hold my laughter. Well, looks like the stuffed animals are that away. So, it's taken about an hour to go around the store. I looked at Sabers staring at stuffed animals and felt really nervous with all the girls in there. Anyway, this was the most tiring hour so far. But the worst part is, we've only looked through like half the store. Jesus Christ. It took us this long to look at just half of it because Saber was frequently paralyzed. I mean, Saber kept staring down stuffed animals. Looks like Saber's interested in the other half too, so I'll have to accompany her. Yes. Shirou, why are you sighing? Are you tired from walking? Yeah, I guess I'm a little tired. I'm not usually so weak, but this place is special. I guess I shouldn't be doing things I'm not really accustomed to. I let out a big sigh. I don't mind being looked at by other people while walking with Saber, but a girl's only place like this is really uncomfortable. Boredom sometimes tires one's body. How about you? This must be your first time at a place like this. Tell me if you get tired. I certainly do not feel calm, but you look more uncomfortable. Not just here. You seemed this way at the previous store, and the store before that. I do not want to think this, but are you choosing places you do not wish to go? For me, Saber's words are enough to cast away my worries. Yeah, to be honest, I'm choosing places I don't like. As I thought, why do you continue to choose places you are unfamiliar with? You will... Well, because these kinds of places are suitable for girls. I'm the one that started this whole thing, and today's your day as well. And it's not that uncomfortable either. It's fine since you're with me. I have such a cute girl with me, so people might get jealous, but I'll never be out of place. How ridiculous! I am a servant, even though I am not armed. You do not need to treat me as a woman just because we are not fighting. Please treat me as a servant as usual. You're the ridiculous one. You're a girl to begin with. It's not like I'm treating you differently today. Am I acting differently? Oh. In astonishment, Saber opens her mouth as if she's just realized that. No. You are the same. You're acting the same as always, Shirou. Yeah, so you don't need to worry about me. Let's go. We're gonna buy the one you like the most, so we have to look at the remaining half. I take Saber's hand. Saber silently follows me. That is right. It has been like this from the start, but I did not realize it until this moment, she murmurs to herself. The unusual day goes by quickly. Saber never laughed, nor could I laugh from my heart. It's not like there was any memorable moments, nor was it so boring that I regret doing it. To be frank, this was nothing. Saber might have been happier if we stayed at the mansion and trained together. But today wasn't bad. It wasn't fun or boring, but I can be proud of it in the end. After the battle's over and everything goes back to normal, it would be too sad if all the time Saber and I had was spent fighting. Even if it's something stupid, she has to spend some time not fighting, or there's no point in her being here. So I can be proud of myself for now. The end is near. When everything comes to an end and there's no more need to fight, if Saber will remember this moment and remember that it happened, that alone is enough for me to be proud of. We go home on foot, because Saber said, "Let us walk home," just as I decided to go home by bus. There's some wind now. The vivid setting sun is lighting at the bridge edge. Is lighting the bridge red. Oh. Saber notices something and stops. She's watching a mountain of rubble. It's not that tall, even though it is a mountain of rubble. Steel frames and the likes are piled right up on the water surface and are slightly distorting the flow of the river. I don't know why, but it seems like a ship's anchor or something. The pieces have floated into the mountain. I heard that the local residents have been demanding its removal for a long time, since it damages the beauty site. What's wrong? Did that catch your attention? No. I was noticing that it still remains because I was the cause of it. I used the noble phantasm here, having fought on water in the previous war. The only damage was that the river dried up, but I also destroyed the ship that was unfortunately anchored there. You mean Excalibur? Yes, but fortunately nobody was on board. The damage was minimal. The river's back to normal, so you should not get so mad. I read it as well. I should watch out. I have to take care to only use Excalibur in an open place like this. Shirou, are you still mad? Huh? No, I'm not mad. I'm just surprised. And I was just thinking how many traces there are from the last war. The rubble in the river shouldn't be a problem compared to the wasteland of the park. Well, I guess it was unfortunate for the owner of that ship. Please do not worry, as Kiritsugu said the owner had insurance. He parked the ship there as a buffer, so he used the ship as a wall to reduce the power of the noble phantasm. Oh, so you destroyed the ship knowing it was there? I did not know. Kiritsugu prepared it without telling me. I think Kiritsugu knew how the battle would turn out. I did not notice since he never said anything before or after he prepared the ship. Saber looks down at the river yearningly. The water surface reflects the sunset. The wind coming from the river is a bit strong and flutters Saber's hair. Is it because she looks so beautiful like that? Saber, did you have fun today? I was assaulted by a sudden feeling that Saber might just disappear, and I asked something I didn't need to ask. Huh? Did you say something, Shirou? Yeah, I asked if you had fun today. She gasps. Saber opens her eyes in amazement. Yes, I would be lying if I said this was not new to me. She says so in a voice of hope, as if such a thing will never happen again. I knew what her answer would be. All I can do now is nod and just go home. Everything can return to the way it was. Just like that. I see. I nod, looking at Saber. Well, let's go again. It's not like this has to be the last time. And I say something I won't be able to take back. Saber freezes. She must have realized what I want to say. She shakes her head, looking directly at me, as if saying, there won't be a next time. As if this mistake is only for today. Why? I know Saber's answer, but I ask, not liking the answer I expect. I do not even need to explain. Servants exist to fight. A day like today is merely denying my own existence. I obeyed since you decided to take a rest, but I believe resting should not be necessary from now on. There are only a few enemies left. I would like to start searching for Lancer right now, if you would order me to. She looks at me with eyes full of fire. Saber is saying she'll start fighting right now if I order it. That causes me to get a bad about all the things I can't approve of. What's with that? Do you really want to fight that much? Of course. I draw closer to the Holy Grail the more I fight. Battle should be prioritized over everything. You should know that as well. Yeah, I understand. That's why it's strange. I've always wanted to say this, but you're contradicting yourself. You say fighting's important, but you don't like fighting. You're fighting against your will because there's no other way, right? What? That is not true. I do not hesitate to fight. I have already told you that I will do anything to win. Yeah, she did say that. But that's not a reason to like fighting. As far as you can manage, right? Look, Saber, if you just want to defeat other masters and obtain the Holy Grail, you could just attack people and take their power. But you don't want to do that, right? That is... It's not that you don't want to involve innocent people. You know well enough that the people will be dying once you start fighting. That's why you want to minimize the battles. People will die if you fight. So if you end up the battle just as quickly as possible. In other words, you're frightened of fights with victims. After opening her eyes as if she's seen a ghost, she grits her teeth and straightens her stare. You are wrong. I do not fear battles. Yeah, I don't think you were ever scared, because an individual's fear must have been suppressed by what you call the king's mission. But you still fear battles. You were strong and good at fighting, but it's not a talent you ever wanted, right? I'll say this honestly. Fighting doesn't suit you. You must have hated even pulling out that sword. Your claim that fighting is your only objective is just an excuse to try and deceive yourself. It's so simple. Why didn't you or anybody around you notice it? Shirou, I will not tolerate any more insults even from you. You can't stand it because it's the truth, right? You won't be able to fight anymore if you admit it. She grits her teeth. Saber glares at me in anger. I can't back away. If I believe I'm right, I can't run away. So you should stop. You want to stop too, right? You must know fighting doesn't suit you, so just quit it. Stop being a servant and do something that suits you. She needs to regain the happiness that she should have had as a human. For that, I'm ridiculous. I have no choices besides fighting. I only exist to obtain the Holy Grail. I submitted my body to fulfill the purpose as king. I cannot allow any other use for myself. I only exist to obtain the Holy Grail. That annoys me the most. Why does she say ridiculous things like that as if to convince herself? Everyone around her took her word because she kept saying things like that. You idiot! That's not true. There are infinite ways. You're here and different from before. So you have to live for yourself. Don't make any mistakes don't use the Holy Grail. The final wish she's permitted. Don't use it for people you don't care about. If you're here, you need to be happy here. You hear the wind. Saber doesn't answer. She doesn't even nod. She just looks back at me. I cannot accept your words. I made a contract to obey you, but I did not give you my heart, master. She replies with a strong voice. I cannot forsake my oath as king. There is a duty I must fulfill as the king. King Arthur's goal is to obtain the Holy Grail. Even if I achieve that goal, I will not return to being Arthuria. What was it again? Artoria? Artoria. I have only ever had one wish. This wish has never changed since I pulled out the sword. Why? It's not a thing you have to do. It's wrong for you to be unrewarded for your actions. You don't need the Holy Grail, and Saber's wish won't come true. It's impossible to erase everything that's happened. Saber, you can't redo what's already done. No, I think it's something you mustn't do. You should know that. No, that is not true. I'll tell you. However bad the result, you can't change what's happened. Wanting to redo something just because you couldn't do it is just childish selfishness. My words end there. Saber doesn't say anything, and I don't have anything else to say. The wind has stopped as well. No. The wind hasn't stopped. It's only died down for a second. And the sound of wind, just as I feel the wind on my cheek. I thought you would understand, Shirou. The wind has changed into a headwind. Is that all you wanted to say after wasting this meaningless day? Cold voice. contains only rejection. Do not be so conceited. What makes you think you understand me? You have no right to invade me. Do not fight? What are you saying when you need me to protect you? Please give me that nonsense after you're able to fight on your own. I do not think this will ever occur. No, it's not nonsense. It is nonsense. Think about myself. That goes for you as well. You do not consider your life. You say you are mistaken, but you are even more mistaken. Only corpses consider others more important than themselves. How can a fool who does not know the value of his own life address me so? Saber, you... Did I annoy you? Then I will not mind if you dissolve your contract with me. You do not need the Holy Grail anywhere. I will defeat the remaining masters by myself and obtain the Holy Grail by myself. If you do not wish to fight, you can go and hide somewhere far away. Saber, are you serious? I asked with a trembling voice. My teeth are chattering because of expressing my emotion. Of course. My only goal is for the Holy Grail. Everything else is unnecessary. You are no exception, Shirou. Stop breathing. I bare my head, going white, and managed to restart my stopped heart. Yeah. Fine. If you want to fight, go ahead and do what you want. I don't care anymore. They can't stop my emotions. I yell what sounds like an excuse and run away from Saber. I get away from her. But for a moment, I can see Saber standing there absent-mindedly. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! I run. I keep running, not knowing what's so vexing or maddening. Everything else is unnecessary. You are no exception, Shirou. I grip my teeth hard to stop myself from yelling out. Just remembering it makes me white out, and I might run into a pulp or something. No, it would be easy if I could do that. If I was just angry at Saber, I could just take it out on something. But that's not the cause of this fury. It's not just Saber that I'm mad at. It's so vexing, and I keep running so hard because I hate how weak I am. Saber was standing there, absent-mindedly. The words she said just as the wind changed directions. That you would understand, Shirou. Damn it! Idiot! I don't understand. I spit that out and regret it so much that I almost fall. What was it about? Her voice, like a farewell, sounded like she was crying. Come to think of it, maybe those words were the only honest thing she said. Those words murmured with her head hung. Voice of hope, disappointment, and wishes. Then, who was the betrayer? And who was betrayed? I run into my room and shut the door. I collapse. I don't want to stand up. I just want to lie down and go to sleep. My body's still burning. My heart feels like it's splitting open, and my lungs are desperate for air. I ran full speed from the bridge to here. My body must be exhausted. I haven't run enough emotionally, and my body is telling me to calm down. I slowly calm down. Take a deep breath and let it out. And after I settle my breathing, all that fills my head is the question of why I was so enraged. I didn't even have to think about it. I ran as if throwing something off me because I was so powerless. I can't save Saber. That fact is so vexing I was angry at myself. I can't do anything. I promised to make her laugh. I promised to protect her. But I can't do anything. I'd be furious. What can I do? It's useless for anyone to say anything if Saber herself doesn't want happiness. That's why I tried so hard. So she'd be able to find her own happiness. but she told me that was meaningless. And on top of that, she called me a fool. A fool who doesn't even know the value of his life, huh? What can I do if she says that? I value my life as well. I just don't want to do anything that might endanger it. But this has nothing to do with Saber. I think it's unfair of her to bring it up right there. No matter how stupid I am, I'm sure Saber's wrong. But if she denies me like that, I can't do anything. Damn it. Man, she can just do whatever she likes. I turn over and lie on my stomach. The floor is the only view, so I close my eyes and black out my mind. That's it. I don't care about Saber anymore. If the Holy Grail's so important to her, she can go marry it or whatever. She's so obstinate, she doesn't understand that after I've told her this much. I'll be burned if I associate with her anymore. No, I'll be seriously hurt. I've already been hurt, though. Not just burned. I met her, fought with her many times. I even saw into the depths of her heart to survive. That heat, I remember the light deep within her. Why do I recall such a thing at a time like this? That faraway plane, the memories that girl left behind. If I recall that beauty, it won't matter what Saber says. Something only used to fight. Don't show your weak parts. Anyways, Saber's unfair. I don't know what's so unfair. I think it's unfair that I don't know what's unfair. I can't hate her even though I'm this mad. The more I try to ignore her, the more I can't. It's such a contradiction. Her whole existence is unfair. I can't hate her no matter what. Damn it. Guess the only one who's in love loses. But I can't help it. If I can't give up no matter how useless she tells me it is, I have to keep trying until the end. No matter how much Saber hates it or rejects me, if I believe I'm right, I thought you would understand, Shirou. I remember her face, about to cry. In the future, does she make that kind of a face every time I repeat this? But still, I can't agree no matter what. Even if I'm wrong and Saber is right, if she's really important to me, I can never apologize to her. I thought I heard a sound. When did the sun set? The room is dark. The sound of the second hand on the clock is annoying. Hey, how long are you going to sleep? I need to wake up. I need you to wake up. Wake up already. It's past 10 o'clock. Ilya's bugging me to get dinner ready, so wake up and keep her company. An angry voice. That wakes me up completely. Past 10? I get up quickly. Yeah, 10:17 to be exact. It's way past dinner time. Just like I look flabbergasted. Sorry, I guess I fell asleep. I'll go right away, so wait for me in the living room. That's fine, but where's Saber? Well, she's not here. She must be in like the dojo or the living room. Shirou, I'm asking you because she's not here. Just like a serious. That tells me what the situation is in an instant. She's not back? Hold on, Shirou, what do you mean by that? Tosaka runs out of the room after me. But I don't have time to explain. I run outside, ignoring Tosaka's words behind me. The town is quiet. A world like yesterday, where all signs of people have vanished. I don't have enough composure to think it's strange now. Saber isn't back. Come to think of it, that's only natural. We argued so much. She said she would fight by herself. So, considering her personality, she really would go and fight by herself. Saber could be anywhere. It's possible that I won't find her, and that she's finding Lancer right now. But still, I came here first. The air by the river is cold. The park is so cold that it feels like frost is packing. My breath is white, and my cheeks and ears hurt. It's so cold here. So how cold must it be on the bridge where the wind from the river rises? That is where she's standing. Right where I fled from her. Saber's looking out at the river, not doing anything. She's looking at the long-gone sunset. Her gaze into the distance seemed to be watching a red horizon that has already disappeared. That makes me realize she's strong, but so weak. Her gallant figure must be proof that she could live without anybody's help. But she's also so weak that my hand might go through her if I reach out. She can't do it alone, but she defends her pride until the end. That's why. It was the same for me, watching stars that cannot be reached. She stares at the distant sun, as if she knows nothing else. I can't leave her alone. If I lost, then it was a complete loss for me. She made me swear to myself that I would never let her make such a face. I walk on the bridge. I'm making sounds, but Saber doesn't notice. I walk towards her in silence and stand next to her. Saber, you'll freeze if you stay out here. She jumps. She must have finally noticed me. Shirou? Saber turns around as if to question me. What are you doing out so late? Oh, what are you doing out so late? Just like I was worried since you didn't come home. I see. I should apologize to her. It's fine. But why were you here? Well, I guess it doesn't matter since it was easy for me to find you. I was still here because I did not yet know where to go. You told me to do as I wished, so I tried to do so. But I could not think what I should do, where I want to go. So I was thinking all this time about where I should be going. She speaks like a lost child. She must feel guilty. Saber keeps averting her gaze. We did have that big fight. It's only natural for her to think I'm still mad. I am sorry. Please tell Rin she has helped me very much. I shall return to you once I defeat Lance and obtain the Holy Grail. So, until then. Is she saying to wander around without a place to return to? What are you talking about? You're coming back to my house, right? I've prepared your bed and your food. But you said you do not understand me. That's right. I don't know what you're thinking. So saying, take Saber's hand. Shirou, let's go home. Even a servant like you will catch a cold if they stay out here long. Let's hurry back and eat something. But I won't apologize to you. If you have any complaints, tell me now. I say so rudely, looking away from her. She looks at me astonished. She looks like she wanted to apologize, but I ignore her. That must have worked on her. Saber didn't say anything and follows while holding my hand. Yep, this is approximately it. Alright. Good sesh, guys. That's about an hour and some change. And about past where I wanted to stop. So that'll be it for today. Or at least this week. Any longer, and I run the risk of falling asleep where I sit. And then getting mad at myself. And getting snippy all over. So this is it. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. And under the same thing, I will catch you all next week. Doodles.